Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Well, today's the day. I'm sharing the finished Grunge journal, and it's a journal that has been lost and then found, and I'm calling this The Way We Were. It was lost and it was found in the trunk, wrapped in this rugged bag, linen cloth bag, and it was in the attic, and it was finally found. So shall we venture in and see what it's all about? I've had real fun making this journal, and I'm hoping that you all enjoyed the process of it. I've made the words onto this ball pen, and that can then be put on the journal as well. So you can actually use this cloth bag, because I've just done a basting stitch so as not to damage it too much. It's very heavily coffee dyed. Okay, so let's see what this journal is all about. And I've used the wax twine for this, and it's quite a big piece of linen. You know, there's two sides there, so it's very easy to unpick if you wanted to use the cloth, or you can keep the journal inside. So here she is, lots and lots of yumminess, and she does stand up on her own. So yes, and I won't go into too much detail of the cover, because you've seen it in the last video. What I have added is this little charm, and it's like a little mug, okay, and they might have had their teas and coffees out of that one. And you have the little key just here, and the spine itself has been now like a loop knot and then a bow put in, so you can take these apart if you wish. I've had it apart about 3 or 4 times trying to get the right length, and even at one stage I had to pull one out because I accidentally cut it. So yeah, so I had a couple little hiccups with it, but that's okay. So pretty well reinforced. The back, what I've done on the back, I've actually strengthened it, and you'll see when we get to the last stage, because it's a bit of a surprise. And for a bit of interest, I've actually glued some of this thick twine in between the grooves of the corrugated cardboard. And I've also done a little bit just here on the front. It was an afterthought, but I thought, yep, a little bit of interest. This can be taken off, so if it's just with a little black safety pin, so if it's in your way and want to put it somewhere else, feel free. And also here. So let's venture in. You would have seen some of these pages already, so I won't go into too much detail. The bookmaker's note is just here, and of course remembering you can jot down some little notes just down here as well. And then you have your little tag and this tiny little booklet in there as well. They obviously got married in 1937. Now this is a family, and could it be a brother and 3 sisters? One doesn't know. So let's venture in here again and just have a look. This might be Mum and Dad on their wedding day. All pages, as you will see, have been strengthened with the linen fabrics. Some of these are actually linen hankies that were coffee dyed, and these were new, and then some other linen fabric as well. Here I found this little drawing in one of the op shop books, and I think it might have been traced of something, but I thought, how cool was that? And look at the old paper. So maybe this little girl was really talented and drew that. And of course, the next page is, I've popped in one of my specimen tags with the flowers that we have here in Warialda, New South Wales, and you can journal on here. I've made it so that you've got some journaling space, and also it's from an index card, and then a snippet of the fabric. And there may have been gardeners in the family, okay, so that might have been their favourite flower. And with attached with an altered paper clip. Now, does she look like a school teacher maybe? I think she does. You know, she's got this lovely top on with the lace, and that's why I thought, well, by placing this pretty lace on there, it's a very old vintage lace, it just looks the part. And I just got hold of this old sort of like a graph paper, and I just did some stamping on there. What I did do is I put some blue background. It was a bit too plain for me. So, you know, she's maybe a music teacher. And just, of course, one of my little butterfly slides. And I've just popped that in here. And yes, you can open this as well to journal on. And this I've made a flip. I decided not to do any hand stitching. I just didn't feel it lend itself in this way, so I've just put another one of those buttons that I've had a spare one of that's on the spine, so that's just on there. Here we have a pocket flip, and I was inspired by Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. This is a bit of cardstock that I had. I did some stenciling and some stamping. This is handmade paper. I backed it on this other blue cardstock. A little bit of trim that sort of corresponds with this, and it has a little journaling card in there as well. Okay, now I've left it, I didn't want to attach it to a page. I've left it so that you could journal on the back of it. And here we go, and look, we have a photo. And does that look like someone's been torn out? Maybe there's a story to this. Now someone's maybe been ripped out. Don't know. And of course here you'll find a little envelope. You know, this could be the key to the story. We don't know. Oh, some more. Look at that. Are these together? No. They've been torn. Someone's been taken out of the picture. Wow. Wow, this is very interesting, this story. Let's see where it goes. And that just tucks back under here and just pops in there. And I had some really pretty napkin here, and I thought I'd use that. So that just closes up, and that just is held together by the altered paper clip, the story. Okay, these are the lids of the Cornetto ice cream cones. So, sisters or friends. And of course a nice big journaling card. They're ready for a photo shoot. They're ready for something. Maybe they're ready for a move. So also in this journal that's been lost and found, someone obviously loved to go and do some bird watching. There's a few birds here. Altered envelope, courage, and you have a little notepad just here, and these are vintage tea cards. Okay, absolutely gorgeous. An envelope, which is a flip, and also an altered paper clip, and you would have seen that in my last video. The only difference with this one is that I actually popped on a bit of applique there just to make it look a bit different. Get to the next page. Here we have a collage of little envelopes, and yes, you can open one of them up, and here, look, you know, maybe she's the missing part in the photo. Don't know. Is she going somewhere? She's got a ticket, and she wrote something. Can't understand what it is. Might be a different language. And she got a concession card. So where is she going? So obviously this little girl and her dog probably knows some of these workers on the train there. These must be a couple of visitors. These are workers, and they've got a dog too. Time before it was. Could be anything, couldn't it? And here we have a couple of lovers. Is it the sister or is it the brother with a sweetheart, or is it the sister with a handsome man? Don't know. A little envelope, and this is the inside of our normal envelopes. I just did a bit of stamping, so you can jot some notes on there. Just pops under the heart. And this is an inspiration from Bonny, from Bonny and Clive. So I'm going to leave Bonny's link below in the description box. And the same with Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah. And of course, this has got a little pocket, and I've put a little altered card on there. And also you have another journaling spot under here, which so like a little secret one, isn't it? And that just pops in there like that. Here I've just scrunched up some fabric. Who's the moderator? Don't know. Here's the brother, and you know, he's got his eyes on two sisters. What a moment. Absolutely. And this is a little notebook. Did a bit of stamping on there. So don't know, you know, he's just popped in just to say hello. These are all vintage buttons, as I mentioned before, and this button as well. Altered CD or DVD envelope. Still birds, I obviously love the birds, and you can take this out, which I showed you in the previous video, so I won't go through it again. And of course, you know, the envelope, and I'm sure I've opened this up in my last video, so I'll just open it up again. And I've made this from Pinterest. I printed it on coffee dyed paper, and then I glued it onto another envelope, and then I just tore it all up. And here I found a letter, very nice, old and crunchy, and very heavy coffee dyed, this one, so I just printed this on there. I have no idea what it says. It may be a love letter, so we'll just pop that back in here, but plenty of journaling space in there, and then we'll just tie it back up. So this journal holds a lot of memories for this family, doesn't it? Memories, and maybe happiness, maybe some tears. You know, could this be a sister? Could this be an auntie? Could this be a friend? But there is trouble brewing. I do believe there's trouble brewing. And all I did with this paper clip, I just put the edging of this coffee dyed hanky that I had, just knotted up on here. This is a very old crochet trim of a top that someone gave me. It was part of a grandmother's stash, so I don't know how old that is, and it was pretty well that color. Some wallpaper, and is it the brother or the sister that are getting married to their beloved? And they got married under the skies of midnight blue. Could be anywhere. It's a postcard. And on here I've discovered this beautiful little script, and it says, beautiful memories tell our story and wrap themselves in ribbon of the heart. Isn't that just gorgeous? Love it. Here we are. Is it the brother with his new wife? Is it the sister with a husband? And they obviously live out on the farm, hence the gum leaves and maybe some gum flowers. This must be a photo of the house. So, you know, every moment. So the next page, I've done a bit of a flip. This is actually a shopping docket, And I usually hang these shopping dockets or lay them out in the sun so that the print gets bleached out, and then I coffee dye them. So moments in time, so it is quite long, okay? And you can only just see a bit of stamping, but you can't make out what it is. Moments in time. It's nice to have a truly friend and a truly friend to be, to share each other's secrets, and for going out to tea, for going walks together. So here are some friends. They've gone fishing, and here they're playing tennis. And back them onto coffee dyed paper so that you can journal on them. Friends. See if I can make this bow so it sits properly. I can never get it. And I pretty well inked these ribbons to make them look old. Oh, for goodness sake. Okay, let's try it again, shall we? Suppose I'm trying to rush. So that's the friends. And here we have another photo. Now this photo represents this a little fabric flip. Look at the costumes. Obviously gone somewhere. Autumn. Summer. Edged it with some of the trim of the handkerchief. Just tucks in here. But maybe the sister was a seamstress, or one of the wives was a seamstress. She had a business by the name of Buttons and Bows, hence the old measuring tape, a rusty safety pin. So I just don't know. She's actually on a skin that I made quite a while ago, and I've made it so that, you know, you want to look at, so it's faded and old. On the back we have another fabric flip of a little house. Is it the brother getting married or another sister getting married? Was that their honeymoon? Is that their house? So what I've done here is got some of the corrugated cardboard, popped in some beautiful soft tulle and some more of that seam binding, and a gold applique, okay? Because she was dressed up, or is dressed up. Okay, here I've just used a paper ruffle. Here I've just attached some fabric, and just to break it up, just some linen cloth there. Now the last page is very interesting, like I said before. Little flip there. So this might be the part of the story why the photographs were torn. There was always a person missing. Could it have been the man? Could it have been a woman? Could it have been both? And travel, what does that mean? Let's have a look. This is actually an altered cigar box, a cigarette box, cigar box actually. Tin, I should say. Now, there's a ticket here that says from and to, and it's coastlines from Prescott, Arizona. Where were they going? Is it a one-way ticket? You know, so are they lovers? Did they elope? Did they secretly meet? We don't know. But love always wins together. And yes, that could be true. So let's have a look. Okay, here he is. That's him. Very suave. And is there a lady? Yes, there is. Wow. So maybe it's one of those secrets the families didn't want to know about. Maybe they eloped. They obviously went somewhere. Admit one. Oh, they might have gone to the movies. Couple of tickets. Paramount Theatre. There you go. And they have 2 tickets. Phew. And there's some loose change around. This is just amazing. And no, it's not real money. It's from a belt and I've just made them look really aged. Yes, I collected some belts with coins on it for my next boho journal that I'm doing. So yeah, so I sacrificed some. And coastlines, could it be near the sea? Because look at this lovely seahorse in there. Wow, this tin holds quite a few little secrets. It could be that these two, their photos, that they were part of being torn out of the photos that we saw earlier. So you can make up your own story as you like, but I do believe that that is the secret. And they went travelling, and it might have been a no-no with the family. So on the cover, what I've done is, was attached to another piece of corrugated cardboard with some really strong glue, and I've punched some holes in there, and I've just strengthened it with these doilies. And so on the back, of course, I've strengthened it again, and that completes the Lost and Found journal. Could this be the story of the three sisters and the brother? You can make up your own mind on that one. The journal itself measures about 5.5, nearly 6 inches wide, I think, about 15.5 centimeters. The length is about 21 or 8 inches. The spine, I do believe, well, it varies sometimes. I just didn't measure that. I actually measured from button to button, which is about 2 inches. Okay. Now, you'll find that as you're using them, these will move, which is fine. And if you really wanted to, you can untie them, knot them tighter, or if you wanted to replace them, you can. So, and you can use this as a dangle as well, because that'll just pop onto here. So you can leave it on here if you like, if you're going to be using the bag. And you know, the way we were, should say. It's a little journal that has finally been found in the trunk in the attic. So, my beautiful friends, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. Now remember, no digital kits, and a lot of these are from Pinterest. A lot of it is all recycled, right down to the jump ring, which is from a necklace. The only bought item is probably the bulb pin and the glue, and of course the seam binding, and my 2 inks. I think that was about it. This was all from junk jewelry. So yeah, it's all recycled. It's amazing what you can make something beautiful from nothing. So I hope you enjoyed this. I've got another couple of listings to go on Etsy. I've decided to have a bit of a clean out. Don't forget, the month of March, I'll have another box of treasures for you. And I'll see you in a couple of days maybe, because it's our 40th wedding anniversary tomorrow, Sunday, here in Australia. Everybody thought that we wouldn't last. Our wedding, it wouldn't last. We proved them wrong. And like, you know, we have obstacles like everyone else, but at the end of the day, you know, what's in your heart? Is it real? And if it's real, you'll stick around. Okay, until next time, you know what you've got to do. Happy crafting. Thanks for your support. Thank you for sticking around, and I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough. Bye for now.